Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chunk Chat. Today I have Foley here.
Hey guys, I am Foley, and I am a extreme OneChunk guy, whatever you want to call me. And I started in the Hunters Guild in Varlamore, and have been just having a really good time with the game mode.
Nice. How long have you been doing YouTube for?
Well, for RuneScape, I've been doing it since early 2023.
Oh, wow. And you did YouTube for other games or some other content before?
I wouldn't call it necessarily YouTube. I just like I always liked making like little montage videos and stuff, and like Rocket League, for example. I just put all my highlights and mash them into a video and post it up there so me and my friends could watch it and stuff. So like wasn't really like serious YouTube or anything like that.
It's interesting. Was that a different channel than your main channel that you have now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when did you start streaming?
I've actually streamed before RuneScape, back in 2019, but I stopped in right around when COVID happened. I stopped streaming, and then I came back just recently, probably in August, probably October. Started streaming again of 24.
Nice. And you've been pretty regular with the streams since then as well. Pretty much every weekday, right?
Yeah, about every weekday. Try to go for 3 to 4 hours at least, and take the weekends off.
Yeah, it's been a good time for me to be able to watch you. Definitely a good time of day for that, and the streams are interesting for sure. So what made you want to start an extreme OneChunk Ironman in the first place, or a semi-extreme? And if you can give us a little bit of insight of what makes your account a bit different in that way too.
Yeah, so I guess I found out about the whole OneChunk thing through like Limport and Verve, and it always kind of interested me, and I kind of played my main account sort of like that in a way. When it came to bossing, I always just camped at a boss until I got everything, so it was kind of just like one step removed, OneChunk, from what I was doing at the moment. And I always told myself if I made another account and got bored of my main, that it would for sure be a OneChunk. Just because I feel like I just had the patience to do it, and I feel like it'd be really fun. And it was just like right up my alley. And yeah, what makes me a semi-extreme, most of you know with like a semi-extreme, like Josh isn't gaming. He doesn't do like skill capes. I still do all things an extreme does, including skill capes, but I just for the sake of me backlogging something, and I just call myself a semi-extreme just so I can have that exception at my disposal whenever I feel it's necessary. And one interesting rule that I do have is whenever I get a skilling pet that wouldn't otherwise be a chunk task, I give myself a free chunk roll. So that's pretty much the basis of my accounts. Everything else is pretty much on par with what an extreme OneChunk does.
Yeah, fair enough. Have you had to backlog anything yet?
I did backlog 99 smithing for a period of time, but it is off the backlog now. I gave myself a couple of conditions when I unlocked the smithing cape chunk. I gave myself a couple of conditions to put it off of the backlog, and I fulfilled those conditions. Although the grind still sucks, but it's off the backlog, and I'm doing it now, and I'm not bitching or complaining about it. Other than that, I did backlog 90 mining earlier in the count, which I do kind of regret, because it was for shooting stars, but that's in the past, and it's off the backlog now too.
Yeah, the progress can be pretty slow with mining, and stars are something basically every extreme OneChunk does eventually. So I can see like wanting to backlog that just because it's not the most interesting grind, and if you're trying to get content out, it is kind of like a difficult thing to make content on. So I get that for real, and definitely not the most fun grind either. But I honestly haven't watched all of like the early videos. So you unlocked the smithing cape chunk before you unlocked like an anvil or furnace or anything? Is that why
Yes, it was
you
before
backlogged
Furnace.
before
Yeah,
furnace?
it was before Furnace. I wanted so at the moment, I didn't have a furnace. I did have an anvil and a bank, but my conditions were to unlock a furnace or an anvil, no, a furnace with a bank that didn't cost me money to get to.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um, so when I ended up rolling in Toronto, which does have a furnace, but I didn't have a access to a bank without paying chartership money to get to one. So it was still on the backlog until I rolled pest control,
Hmm.
um, which gave me free access and unlocked a whole can of worms.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So just in case anybody hasn't seen your series yet, can you kind of explain the order in which you unlocked your chunks at and which chunks you have?
Okay, yeah. So I started off at the Hunters Guild in Varlamore, and I rolled east over towards just outside of the city of Bazaar, well, the city of Illafortis.
Hmm.
Um, and then eventually made my way south to the Sunset Coast. Well, not no west, towards west and north towards the Camtorum mine, and then made my way south to the Sunset Coast and the fishing spot over there. And then after that point, when I hit the Sunset Coast, I had charter ships unlocked. And I ended up rolling all the way to Port Sarum docks and the Musa Point docks.
Yeah, so that's interesting. You've got charter ships as a way of rolling too, so a little bit more interesting in that way as well. A little bit more unpredictable. And you've certainly rolled some of those chunks already, so it's definitely very
Oh,
interesting.
yeah, and the way I do charter ships is if I don't have access to a landmass, then I can roll a charter ship to get to the landmass. So once I rolled Port Sarum, I can't roll any charter ships um, like Catherby or Port Khazard that would go to that same landmass where I can now walk to now.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely. Having multiple places on the same land mass that you like start branching off from would definitely get a little bit extra crazy too. Get that. Um, so tell me about your account before the extreme one chunk. Is it maxed? Like what did you enjoy doing in the game? What were some of those grinds that you went for? Since you said that you camped one thing at a time typically.
hmm so it was a main account, and my main goal was to max. So that's pretty much where a lot of my time went into was maxing the account. Other than that, I did a lot of necks while I was maxing to afford all the supplies to do that. And then afterwards, I had made a series called Spooned or Doomed, and the concept was I pick a boss, I camp it until I get said rarest item from boss, and then I move on. So it wasn't necessary green log in most situations, but it could have been green logged. But a couple of those bosses that I did camp was Zolra, Leviathan, which I went super dry at Leviathan. That was one of the most doomed episodes I did. I did Cox until a mega rare, Phantom Muspa until pet, and Forecath. Yeah, I think I only did I
Nice.
did a handful of those episodes before I moved on to the OneChunk account.
Yeah, it sounds like a interesting series. I do like the premise of it. And yeah, I'm definitely like not that person too. The type to like camp one thing at a time. Actually, like I hopped around bosses so much on my Ironman. But I did like force myself to kind of stick with one boss at a time, like a few times in the account. Um, So, but that's kind of like where I figured like OneChunk would be good for me because it gives me a bit of direction. Like if I've got so many options to go through, I tend to just like not stick to one thing at a time, just hop around. But if I've only got one thing to do, I'm pretty good at just sticking to it. So that's one thing I like about OneChunk.
Yeah, I like decision paralysis is like really big with me. So when I finish something, I'll just sit there and be like, what do I do next? But that's what I really like about OneChunk as well is like I never have that paralysis. It's just like here's the list, pick something and
Mhm.
just go on and do it. And I do love that.
Yeah, or like just game planning, which one would be better like before you start going into it, and then you kind of find like a way to min max the grind a little bit, which I like a lot. So, um, so what's one of your favorite bosses in the game?
As much as I I dreaded the whole grind, I really do like Leviathan.
Mhm.
It's it's just like it's just such a calculated fight and like I just like the mechanics around it, having to switch your prayers all the time. It has you be like uh really tentative with it, because where it's very calculated, if you make one mistake, it can then snowball effect on you. So I really do like that. I'm not necessarily a big fan of bosses where like there's minimal effort into it. I always like having my eyes focused on the screen and always doing something. So that really that boss was really cool for that.
Yeah, I think that they did really well with the Desert Treasure 2 bosses. Really like them. So, so far on your Extreme One Chunk, what's been the worst grind so far?
On the OneChunk, um, probably world hopping. Like
Definitely.
world hopping for Iron Bar, man. That's probably been the worst grind I've had so far. Very satisfying, but not ideal
So
for
what's the
sure.
deal with the Iron Bar?
Um, so I mean, I coined it as a meme grind and then I actually just started doing it. But in the Sunset Coast, there is an Iron Bar spawn, and although smithing was put on the backlog for the time being, there was like I did have woodcutting and fletching grinds to do at the time, so being able to get a better axe for those was beneficial. So I just started world hopping for iron bars. One world hop equals one iron bar, which equals 25 XP. And I world hopped my way to level 71 to make a adamant axe, and it was honestly worth it. I love that thing to death. And it's I don't know
Yeah.
if it saved me more time than I wasted, but it feels good.
So 71 smithing for that, and yeah, do you know how much time you saved, or is it kind
I
of
probably
relative?
didn't save any time. I probably wasted time, honestly.
No, sometimes you gotta do that. I mean, at least you've got the axe upgrade for forever now, basically. So
Mhm.
that's
It's
good.
also one of those things like just like a little achievement like um yeah, I did this really stupid thing to get to this level, and that's kind of like the spirit of one chunk at the end of the day.
I feel like from an outside perspective, that's like a really simple thing, and people might think it's like good XP because you're getting an iron bar, and it's right next to an anvil too. But in reality, it's definitely a lot more complicated than that.
But yeah, I was peaking at like I think maximum efficiency, making like plate bodies, using up as much iron bars per smith possible. I was getting like maybe 8 to 10,000 smithing XP an hour. And then of course you got the world hopping limit, so
Yeah,
you take that and divide it by 4 because that's where your world hop cooldown is at, till you get all your hops back, and then you're looking at like 2,500 XP an hour.
and it's got a general store right there too, so you're able to sell things at the same time.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool little
But
bit
that's
of
where,
like efficiency of like just doing two things at once, kind of.
yeah, and I mean that was my best money making essentially. That making the iron plate bodies and of course the Eclipse Reds.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Definitely was happy to learn that from you and made a video on it. It's actually like that video is starting to pick up again, which I think is just good timing. Like I think one of the reasons why I made that video in the first place was just to let people know about it, since people were still doing like really crappy methods for money like early on in Ironman, like picking up steel plate bodies. And
mhm.
it's just like way better than that, especially since they add the store in Alderan that you can sell Eclipse Reds to. So basically you just pick up these wines, hop worlds in the Hunters Guild, and then sell them to the store in Alderan, and it's like 700 GP per there. I mean, it's definitely a lot less selling to a general store,
I
but
wish it was 700
yeah,
GP.
still good for you, even if it's less money there. But just for a regular account in general, like you can get the quest of Varlamore done in 10 minutes and get there and get really good GP an hour. So I'm glad that people are finally catching on to that, because yeah, the video's been out for a while, and I don't think it got as much traction as it kind of could have, considering how good the method is. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of a cool little thing that you just discovered just because you're an extreme one chunk and you've only got so many options. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and what's cool about that method too, like for Iron Man 2, is it's it's friendly for multiple people to be doing it at once. The like in a perfect world, if everyone had perfect cohesion and they stuck to their worlds, it only has a respawn limit of 1 minute. So you can have multiple people hopping worlds to get them, and if you remain in cohesion, like you'll indefinitely always be able to get a wine. It's not something
Yeah.
that has a really long respawn.
Yeah. I mean, like, you get better GP methods eventually too. So, if people don't just abuse it forever and they only use it for like the beginning of their account, like, I don't think it would get too crowded there ever, really. So, yeah, if people work together in that aspect, like you said, could definitely um, work together in that aspect. So, yeah. What motivates you through some of these painful grinds?
Honestly, I don't really. I just like the satisfaction of like getting the levels. Like a number go up makes me feel better. Like I know it's so cliche to say, but I really do enjoy that process and like the the achievement of like and the dopamine that you get from doing a chunk roll is just like, especially I can imagine what it's gonna feel like for you having not rolled a chunk yet, but it's like it's just so satisfying, like saying like I did this, this is my achievement, and then I can move on now.
Yeah, yeah, the rolling's a little bit of a reward, I guess. I assume, because I wouldn't know, but yeah, based on what I've seen, what I heard people say, for sure, it'll all be worth it once I can say that I completed it and start rolling. So definitely. Um, why don't you tell people a little bit about like your current grinds? What are you doing right now? What's the current chunk?
So I revealed in the last episode, going back onto the uh skilling pet equals free chunk roll. I did get the fishing pet and I rolled the Karamja volcano, so I'm fresh off getting my fire cape, and I'm currently working on getting 75 thieving to be able to steal from the gem stalls down in the inner city of Molrek. And other than that, grinds that I have is 87 magic for enchanting an onyx bolt, 75 fire making for a magic log, 95 cooking for a summer pie, and Oh yeah, how could I forget? 99 smithing.
I was waiting for it.
With my with my newly acquired 3 iron spot in the inner city of Mulrec, as well as a brand new furnace that is just one click from a bank.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a nice furnace for sure.
yeah, I do have the goal to get 90 mining, but off my calculations, I'm gonna have like 22 million experience in mining, so it's kind of like a free task at this point.
Yeah, you'll go way past that, I'm sure, with all the ore to mine. But yeah, it seems like a really cool chunk with a lot of different grinds there. Um,
Mhm.
and so you got the fishing pet to unlock that one. Um, and you think like rolling that chunk got you or like saved you some time because of how good this mining spot is and this furnace as well.
Most definitely. I haven't really I don't really know how long it is. Like I do have to get the Jad pet at the end of the day, so I don't know how long that's gonna take in comparison to how much time it saves me.
Mhm.
But I did do an hour of testing on mining, and I'm getting about double the amount of ore I was getting on my last mining spot. My last mining spot was over in the Camtorum mine, and the run to the bank in the Hunters Guild was like really long. I couldn't even run the whole way before running out of run energy.
Yeah.
But just the mining time save alone is about 1,000 to 1,100 hours. So
Yeah.
not
Obviously, you unlock
not
a lot of cool stuff in the volcano as well. So on top of that, you get a lot of upgrades for future training. The fire cape and the obsidian armor, stuff like that's pretty cool.
yeah. By the time I'm done with that chunk, I'm gonna look like a main account who just bought 5 bonds and sold them to the GE. Full
Exactly. Yeah.
obsidian fire cape. It's gonna be a time to be alive.
hmm I mean, I think most of those accounts would be rocking an obsidian cape, but now you're gonna be that Chad with the fire cape.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of fire cape, are you gonna be going for an infernal cape in that chunk?
I'm going to try. Um, my confidence and actually being able to kill Zuck are pretty low, but I will definitely try. I do have a goal of trying to at least get to the majors, which I think would be a pretty nice goal to have. But anything further than that, I think it's just gravy.
Yeah, I think that's definitely fair enough. I know I've given you a hard time on it, but I'm honestly like, I'm okay with people just doing whatever um, is the most fun to them, and definitely would be maybe more of a challenge than it'd be fun, you know, with the gear that you have. What's kind of like a setup, like a minimum setup you think you could get before you'd actually try to complete it?
Um, well, I do have Moonlight Moth mixes, and those are fine for now. But I really would like Ceridome and Brews and Super Restores, as well as like Black D'hide potentially with a RCB. I think those would maybe be enough for me to give it to actually try to clear it. The big problem with me is I have one Inferno KC on the main, and I heavily relied on blood magic. So not having ancients is like a really big yeah, not having it's just it's not going to be a great time for me probably.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that. It's just it makes it stuff like a lot easier. It doesn't feel as bad when you make a mistake, and if you can just heal right back up um, that
Mhm.
quickly with the magic setup, for sure. No, I get that. But yeah, I mean, rune crossbow, black d'hide, bruise restores, pretty standard. Even for like
Mhm.
a main account. Although that's, I mean, that's definitely tricky for your very first cape. I mean, at least you've got one, even if it was in like absolute max gear. You at least like got the feel for being at Triple Jazz and being at Zuck and like you've seen those harder waves, where getting them to them on like less gear, sometimes just the first time you get there, you just get overwhelmed. So I guess you're past a little bit of that just because you have some sort of experience, but would still be very difficult. But it's still cool to see. I think sometime soon we'll see our first extreme OneChunk with a Infernal Cape. I don't know who it'll be. If it's Verf or Limport or Telecon or you or me. I don't know how long it'll take for someone to get that, but I think it'll be just one of the coolest things to see, to be honest. So
Yeah, I think if you can get over there, you probably have the best chance out of us all right now.
I know I've got Twisted Bow and Rigger. I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty much as
it's
easy
a
as it
pretty good start.
gets. Yeah, yeah, pretty good. If I can get like black, dehyde, and a way to like a bruise, or at least like better, more consistent food and prayer pots, then I think I could definitely go for the pet even too. So, but there are people who are closer than me for sure. And I've done some tests like rolls, and it could take a long time to get there from where I am. Like it's not like guaranteed. I think it's technically like 16 chunks away, but yeah, I think sometimes I rolled it in like 50 chunks, which I think is pretty good. But sometimes I've like rolled in like over 200 rolls, and that's a long time for sure. For the amount of things to do in that many chunk rolls. Like for instance, Frey has like 60 chunks right now, and he's been playing for quite a while, and has had some grinds along the way. So I could only imagine 200 chunks, how long that'll take to even get that many. It'd be insane.
Yeah, especially if you roll a evil chicken on the way.
Oh yeah, I think I will, and probably catacombs too, and those will be both pretty big grinds themselves. So yeah, I'm not expecting it anytime soon, and yeah, I would do it at least like the cape, if I rolled it like right away. But I want to be able to get the pet and not have to like backlog anything for it. But definitely one of my future grinds on the account, future most wanted grinds on the account. But like what are some of the chunks around you now that once you finish you'd like to get? What are the things that you're looking forward to?
Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to Huey Codal, which is like 3 chunks north of me. Or yeah, 3 chunks north of me. New boss in Varlamore. The pet looks freaking wicked. Does give pretty much like god dehyde that you can make from there too. So it'd be like pretty good upgrades for the account as well as a really cool looking pet.
Yeah, yeah. It's not too difficult to do the boss either. So, and you wouldn't have to waste that many supplies on her or anything.
Yeah, I guess one other thing I'm looking forward to, although it's not a chunk I can roll, it's something I'm just waiting for the content to drop, is the Royal Titans. I think that's gonna be a super fun fight.
Yeah, I don't think they've set a date for that, but that could be tomorrow for all we know. But
it really could be. I've been thinking March, kind of where I've been at. But yeah, that boss has a lot of implications towards like how the rest of my chunk is gonna play out too.
Yeah, it's definitely got some interesting drops. It's got that magic staff with the weaknesses thing. I think it auto casts whatever the monster's weakest to, as long as you have the runes for it. And maybe they'll think of adding some more weaknesses to the game. I know Zars specifically, they're like lava monsters, but they don't have a weakness to water, or they don't have a weakness to anything really. Yeah, so definitely I feel like that's one of the things that they should fix sometime soon. And if they're coming out with a weapon that specifically for these weaknesses, they should maybe add a few. I remember them saying that they were planning on adding more in the future when they first added weaknesses. So that should definitely be their top priority as far as which monsters they add to that list. And that could be pretty good for you too. You still got a lot of things to grind from the Tsar. So makes sense anyway. But what else is coming from that boss? The prayers, right? The mid-level prayers.
Yeah, from what I hear, they're gonna be, I think it's level 63 prayer that you need for the scrolls. Well, up to 63. So I've been working on that a little bit as I train combat passively. And yeah, I guess it's just like a step up from Eagle Eye and Mystic Might. From what one of my viewers told me, I'm not sure if they're correct, is that it's gonna have the same drain rate as Eagle Eye. I don't. So if that's the case, that's cool, but it's gonna be an upgrade, so it's definitely gonna help for future things, and especially like grinding for Jad Pet.
Yeah.
And then what they have a necklace coming out. I don't think they really put much details into it, but I think it's gonna at least be a teleport to the boss. I'd like to see it be a downgraded occult, because we really don't have a lot of magic boosting necklaces in the game.
Yeah. Before occult, it's basically a Fury minus a third age amulet, which is technically better accuracy than occult even. So yeah, maybe like a 2 magic damage like necklace would be pretty cool, since occult's 5%. Like a 2% would be something, and to fill like that kind of niche. Fun. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. But yeah, who knows, they might want to add that with different content in the future or something. So I'm not too like worried about like the current drops. I think the current drops are pretty good that they have coming from this boss, even if it is just like a teleport necklace. Like it's something. But yeah, hopefully like some good resources.
Yeah, my biggest question mark is the regular drop table.
Yeah.
Because if it drops like smithing supplies, that's amazing for me. I would absolutely love that. So
yeah, I think Verf was hoping for some smithing supplies from this too, with his smithing grind. So hopefully something.
It's not completely out of the table. I mean, like I can't put a percentage on it, but I would say a majority of like bosses in RuneScape drop some sort of like ore or nature rune, coal, like whatever it may be. So
yeah,
I'm pretty hopeful. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, I'll hope for you as well, even though I won't be able to do that for a long time. But yeah, it seems like a pretty cool boss, pretty cool addition, and yeah, I hope it comes out before March. I would assume like it was gonna come out January. Maybe it's too late now. I don't know. Maybe not this week, but maybe next update it'll come, or like February at least. So we'll see. Yeah, any new boss is good, and definitely those prayers will be useful for you. For anyone really. A lot of chunkers will be able to take advantage of that. I'm the only one with rigor and augury, so I don't think anyone else is getting it anytime soon.
Yeah, maybe they rushed to get it out, just to kind of get people to start thinking about something else than the current.
Yeah. They might need to grab up people's attention with other stuff too. So,
yeah,
definitely a cool boss, cool addition, and definitely fills some gaps in the mid game too, and good for chunkers. It is a shame that chivalry didn't come from it though. Chivalry is definitely a hot topic as well.
Yeah, a bit of a soft spot for, I mean, I guess mostly PKers or people wilderness adjacent.
Yeah, I feel since they initially like presented it as being good for PKers is why like it's failed the poll like 4 times at this point. I think if originally if it came from like a boss similar to the giant boss, maybe they just removed the defense requirement from it without saying specifically it was going to be good for like PKers, then I think it would have had a way better chance of passing a poll. But that's just my opinion on it. But that would be huge for chunkers if you could use chivalry. Getting piety is probably harder than getting rigor and augury on a chunk man.
There's a lot of chunks involved with that where, you just need one chunk for rigor and augury.
Yeah, definitely harder to quest
Feeling.
for sure. XP lamp, let's go. So what are you
Oh,
doing now on the account?
Kingslayer. At the moment, I'm just AFK in sharks. I need to get 95 cooking, and I could like fish lower tier, like fish to get the cooking XP faster, but I'm gonna need sharks in the future, and it's just the most AFK thing to do. So a slow burn, but it's the most beneficial. And I usually tend to like doing things that are most beneficial for the account, no matter if it's inefficient.
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs some AFK time too, so that definitely works. But yeah, if you ever need some good solid food, sharks are definitely the way to go. You don't want to be bringing tuna in or anything.
I've been throwing away my tuna with them the master farmers have been pickpocketing.
Oh, true. Yeah, sometimes I have to bring like tuna into a raid and I just forget how bad it is. You just expect
At
a
10
lot better
HP.
heal. Yeah. So yeah, it's a
Well, you got to
little
pull out them
ridiculous.
tactical HP resets.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why they're so tactical, because you can save time from eating the shitty food. So, what are some things that you enjoy doing IRL?
IRL, I love football. Absolutely love watching it. I've been a fan of it since I was a kid, and so that's a big part of my life. And then when football season's not there, there's a void. But other than that, I just like hanging out with my nephew and my brother, spending time with them. Um, yeah, outside of video games and stuff, my nephew is my life, and I'll do anything for him.
And that's awesome. Yeah, definitely family is very important. And any other games that you're interested in as well?
There's this game I've been addicted to recently, called Ballitro. It's like a roguelike poker game. I'm Before RuneScape, I was like big like roguelike fan, so um when I heard about I've been a fan of poker for a long time too. So when I heard about that game, I was like, man, that's two birds, one stone. But yeah,
Poker
it's a really fun
fanatic, yeah.
game. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Who are some of your favorite creators if you watch YouTube that often?
For RuneScape, I would say my favorite would be Mikaru. I think he just has good personality, great
Oh
video
yeah.
production and everything. I do enjoy Settled's videos, Verf, uh, Limpwort, just pretty much a lot of extreme one chunkers when it comes to RuneScape. And
Yeah.
when it comes to non-RuneScape videos, I really just watch a lot of like documentary style videos, like video essays. I'm always trying to learn something, whether it be something about a war that happened in the 1920s, or some weird topic that will never be that has no use of being in my brain, but it's just interesting. People like Wendigo. I don't know if you've ever Wendigoon. I don't know if you ever seen his channel, but it's like his types of videos that I really enjoy. Just the video essay type stuff.
No, I don't know the creator personally, but no, I do enjoy those topics too. Definitely good to always be learning something, and even if it doesn't seem like it'll ever come up in your day-to-day life, a lot of things can be learned from history. A lot of mistakes can be avoided in that way for sure. So and sometimes
Great
pulling out some
conversation
random,
starters too.
yeah, some random knowledge to like pull up at a dinner party or something could come in handy one day, who knows. But yeah, where do you see yourself like with YouTube and streaming and just playing the game in like the next 5 years?
Like I mean, I hope I'm still playing next 5 years. As far as streaming, ever since I started the OneChunk like YouTube series, my job shut down, so I've been full time for this entirety of it. But I think I'm about a month and a half away from getting a job again. So I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be able to stream after that point. But I still plan on making videos and everything. Streaming's really just to hang out with the boys, and I do like the creativity that I um that resonates whenever I make videos. So
Yeah.
it's always whether I get one view or 10,000 or however many it is. I truly just make the videos for me, and anyone who enjoys them and watches them. That's just gravy for me.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're just chilling when you're streaming, like there's always a few pretty active people in your chat, and it's always a fun time. So that's always good. I think even if you streamed a lot less, there'd still be the boys that would be coming in to enjoy a stream. And yeah, with YouTube videos and stuff, it's honestly great to be able to express like some creativity in life, because like not a lot of jobs have that kind of creative outlook or creative like space. So it's good to have that in a hobby as well. And it's definitely not going to be an actual career path for most people. And I knew I didn't think it was going to be. I just kind of fell into it. But yeah, and I still have a long way to go for it to be like a good career and one I can rely on for a long time. And hopefully like the things that you learn from editing and marketing like a video and stuff, if RuneScape were to knock on wood here, but end one day, have something to fall back on, some sort of skills and talent to be able to use for something else would be cool as well. So yeah, it's definitely a nice thing to be able to put some time into. So yeah, I love it myself, and I'm glad that you do too.
Yeah, the learning process is really cool too. Like especially with Photoshop, like there's like I've kind of got a pretty good grip on Premiere now, but like Photoshop is just a whole completely different beast. But
Yeah, it
it's
seems
pretty
like
fun
there's
seeing what they
there's
can do with
like
that.
there's like always things to improve on, which is nice too. Like even when you think you have everything figured out, like take a few weeks to learn a few more things, and you're like, oh man, I knew nothing back then. Now I know everything, and then you're proven wrong on the next video. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, like you can look through like videos of yours and like you can see the improvement, but like but you have to like take time to watch the videos to see the improvement, right? But like you
Mhm.
can visually see your improvement like in real time as you just look at your like old thumbnails all the way up to your new ones. And it's like really cool seeing the progress like that.
Oh yeah, you definitely. I can barely stand to watch my own videos now, but just because like of the audio quality and so many things I just didn't know. But yeah, I mean, it's like another way to see how far you've come too.
Mhm.
I like that. Um, you've definitely been an asset for like our creator chats and stuff when we're just going through some ideas and such. So glad to have you. And
I'm
happy to have you on
glad to be
the.
there. You guys give me so much advice too. Like
Oh yeah.
especially with thumbnails. I'm notoriously bad at thumbnails, but I'm getting better at them. So that's thanks to you guys, especially.
It's fair enough. It's difficult to like think about what a general kind of audience is gonna be thinking about when they view your thumbnail. So it's gonna have like multiple kind of viewpoints when it comes to that, because you get more heads together, you kind of get more feel of like what a general audience would think of a thumbnail. So definitely good. And the videos have been pretty interesting now, and I think you've got a really unique account with slightly different rules than some other creators. So I think if people start watching you now, they'll be happy with like kind of the general uniqueness of your account. So I like that. Yeah. But,
It's like unique, but like not too far off. Like like
yeah.
the big thing I think is like the whole like Moonlight Moss. Like that's like a pretty big unique standpoint from the account. Like having that type of prayer regen.
Yeah, not a lot of people have that.
Mm.
So you're lucky with that. And is that kind of the reason? I don't think we talked about it, but the reason why you picked the Hunters Guild as your starting chunk were you like seeing these things in the future that you could do?
No,
No?
no. The funny part, if you look towards my first video, it says the title is I rolled a random chunk for my starting chunk,
Oh wow.
and my only rules and speculations on that was if I had to do multiple quests and multiple skill requirements to get to said position, then I would re-roll. I rolled one chunk, and it was Port Phasmatis, and that obviously that requires some scaling and some quests to do. So I re-rolled again and got the Hunter's Guild. I had no idea what it was going to bring me into the future until I started connecting pieces together.
Wow, yeah, that's something I didn't know. What am I trying to think of? Oh, was it like really close to when Varlamore came out that you did this random roll?
See, I rolled in August. See, I haven't been playing too long. I've been playing for about 5 months. When did Varlamore came out?
March, I think.
Was it March? Yeah, March. So it had been out for a couple months. April, May, June, July. About 5 months. So
Yeah,
yeah, I had no idea I was starting in Varlamore.
you're
But I thought
fairly
it was
new,
perfect, honestly.
in retrospect. So, but you've come a long way in that time, for sure.
I do get the like the account's 5 months old, but due to my circumstances of like being able to play all day at the moment, I've progressed a lot more than what a normal person could in 5 months, and so the account looks pretty nice, honestly, for 5 months
Yeah,
compared to like what I've seen from others who have full-time jobs and other obligations.
definitely. Yeah, sadly, the real life stuff is more important. But yeah, definitely come a long way, and that's crazy that you started on a random chunk and rolled like a pretty cool one like that one too. I feel like there's quite a few chunkers in Varlamore now, but they're all like come to different places now, for sure. Are you excited for Varlamore Part 3? Have you looked much into it?
I've looked a little bit into it. Although I don't think I'm really gonna have like much access to anything. I feel like all of it's gonna be in the blank spaces, that aren't revealed yet. So
Mhm.
as much as I'm excited for it, I just really don't think I'll be able to utilize any of it.
Yeah,
The
I
only thing
think
I've been able to utilize in part two is the uh the new agility course, and that was just recently.
true, yeah. Yeah, you lamped to get the requirement for that, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I lamped to
definitely
45,
important.
and I got some summer pies from the dragon endpoints, and
Oh,
made my
perfect.
way there.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good way to do it. Definitely, agility is pretty important to get up for a new account for sure, and definitely a struggle on chunkers a lot. So, but yeah, I mean, not a lot of integration with part two. You're kind of right there. Like they also like use a lot of blank space for like new areas, and I think yeah that agility course and I can't really think of anything else really that popped up in like the current areas. Maybe like the teleports with the amulet, but yeah, other than that, it was all like blank space. So it'll probably be pretty similar with part three. Um,
Yeah, because they still got like that whole like east side to reveal west of like River Varla and stuff,
Yeah, it's a pretty big area. So
or
it
west side. Yeah.
still a few chunk rolls away from that. But yeah, they'll have like a new fletching minigame. They've got this delve boss coming that should be pretty high level PVM. I think similar to Inferno, they said. But I mean, if there's like something useful in the first few waves that you could get, that probably won't be all that difficult, assuming that like it gets progressively harder as you go. I'm definitely assuming that. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what else was coming besides those two things. I haven't looked too much into the other things going on, but or the quest, new quest, the final quest, I believe, with that. Unfortunately, you can't do the quests. Yeah, right. You haven't started the Varlamore quest line.
Yeah, no, I don't even. I'm 2 chunk rolls away from it. But even if I were to complete that quest, I'd end up rolling Coliseum first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Another can of worms.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms. I do have a sneaky suspicion that so I don't know how much you've been in Varlamore, but there are a bunch of caves that you could click to go in, but they just immediately kick you out.
Yeah.
I have a speculation that the delve boss could potentially have multiple entrances through said caves.
Right by the
So
Coliseum, you mean there are caves?
There's
Or
one
is
at
it?
the Colossal agility course, I know for sure. But I'm pretty sure there's multiple throughout Varlamore. That's just the only one in my chunk that I've noticed.
It is interesting.
But
Yeah, I was when they're first discussing like the Dell boss, I was thinking it was gonna be some kind of worm or something. That's kind of what I just pictured in my head. Like it was a worm that was like burrowed and it's like just like eating so much stuff that it's just like takes up all the space of these tunnels. So you gotta like fight it to push it back, kind of is what I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe it like goes all around Varlamore and steals stuff, and that's why it has like items attached to it. But
yeah,
I don't know. That's just what popped up in my head. I have no clue if that's actually how it's gonna be. But yeah, it's definitely a interesting concept. And for Coliseum, how difficult do you think Coliseum would be with your account?
I think it's gonna be easier in Inferno for sure.
Hmm.
Coliseum can be meleeed. It's kind of a little bit tougher to maneuver around, but it can be meleeed, and melee is by far my strongest combat style. So I think that'll help with combination of having a way to bring prayer into the fight and everything. I think I'll be able to clear it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a chunker clearing that as well.
But yeah, the Inferno is just like the whole endurance aspect of it. With, Moonlight Moss, it's like you have to be really precise on all your prayer flicking, and yeah, I don't know if I can make an inventory of Moonlight Moss stretch out that much.
Well, it's
So for
still
something like
like less than a
Coliseum,
prayer pot, right?
yeah, a mix gives you 2 doses, 22 prayer each. So it's gonna be you get 44 prayer per inventory.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be worse than a prayer pot. You can get prayer pots from ninja implings at least, but that is a lot of catching. I remember you saying you don't really like Puro that much, so you might prefer the moths.
Yeah, I try not to do Puro unless necessary. If I get into a pinch for money, I think that's the only time I'm gonna do Puro. But I'm hopeful that the new Royal Titans will be my solution to money.
Yeah, I feel like either the money or the smithing supplies would come in handy. Hopefully it's just not like a ton of herbs or something that chugmen can't use, but yeah, something useful
Yeah,
would be
that
good.
would be that'd be a kick in the balls.
Yeah. Here's some herbs.
Hey
Oh,
guys,
you want prayer pots? Here's some renars. You can use those, right? Yeah.
I got 200,000 Guam leaves, guys. Look at my stack.
Oh yeah. That's all herbs are good for, just pretty stacks in the bank. Right?
It's the same with my siege right now. I got a spirit tree patch. That's about it.
Yeah.
Wait. Do you get seeds from chambers?
No, you get herbs, tons of herbs.
Yeah, you get herbs. That's it.
I've gotten a lot of seeds from trolls and from implings though. I've got a good stack going. I think by the time I hit the farming guild, I'll be pretty set.
Yeah, I think I'll be pretty set once I hit a herb patch too. I got like, well, I had to get to it first, but I got like 170 rain hearts at the moment. So
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you're not too far off one though. You got the one in Varlamore. Is that one
that
chunk
one
away?
and yeah, that one's one. I've been able to roll that since day one, and I still don't have that farming patch.
Wow. I
And
feel like
then
everybody's
I do
got a
have,
chunk like that.
yeah, I mean, Limport had what
The ham
behind the
hideout
castle,
one, yeah.
yeah, forever.
Hmm.
I also do have South Alador farm that I could roll too. Um,
Oh yeah.
so I feel like pretty soon after this chunk, I'll have a place I can farm at.
Yeah. Hopefully you get a lot of them before you roll the farming cape too, which is right there as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's well, I do farming passively. I don't know how you plan on doing it, but I think the farming cape's probably going to be passive too. It's going to be a priority passive. I know there's some people out there that call it passive and then never do it, but I'm actually going to be doing it. So
Yeah, I feel like if you make that passive, you have to have some sort of goal, like you have to get a certain amount of XP for every roll or something.
yeah,
But farming does make sense to be a passive skill since it is time locked. But
unless you got like tithe farm,
yeah,
you know.
or me, where if I really need to grind farming, I could grind inside chambers. It's like a little bit less well, it is less XP than tithe farm for sure, but it is like a way that I'm not time gated to train it, so I won't be doing farming passively. But I think I'll be fine for farming anyway, because unless I go like straight to the farming cape, I'll probably have the farming guild, and maybe the patch in Hosidius, maybe the patch in South Valador. We'll see. But yeah, I'm not too afraid of farming in general, so I will take a farming grind if I get one soon.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'd love a farming grind. Like I haven't done it in so
yeah,
long, so be ready to do some farming.
yeah. What other like skills have you not trained yet, or haven't really gone too far in on your account?
Well, the obvious herb lore, rune crafting and construction, all level 1. Everything else I'm putting a fair amount of time into.
Mm-hmm.
I Other than that, my lowest skill is Slayer, which I'm lamping right now, with the absolutely masochistic goal of lamping a level 72. And then fire making, which I have like level 73 or 74 fire making banked. I just haven't burned the logs yet. But other than
Yeah,
that, I've pretty much touched every skill in the game.
yeah,
So
that's good. I mean, like total levels are important. Early on too, like unlocking those worlds can be a big help, and maze randoms too. A lot of people, if don't know that, like if you go to the center, you get more rewards depending on your total level. So that can be helpful, depending on what you're trying to go for.
yeah, I wish I would have had the total level worlds when I was hunting high tier implings.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a lot of bots there. So
Yeah.
I hate the bots
They're
at Puro.
they're kind of stupid though, to be honest. But
I mean, yeah,
they
there's
do get
some fun
annoying.
ways to like mess with them. Like you can like teleother them and they'll get stuck in that interface.
Oh
until like
yeah,
they
I
log
didn't know
out.
that.
Yeah, it's a fun way to mess with
What
them.
what I was doing to them was they were snaring them, like snaring the high tier implings, and then they'd start, because they go in from Xanaris, so they'd like be running through the wheat real slow, and as soon as they like touch to cross the wheat, I'll dark lure them onto the other side. And so they have to go all the way across again. So that's just like one of the funny ways to manipulate these bots.
Yeah, yeah. So like if you know what you're doing, you can definitely catch it before them. Yeah, I like that. Definitely gonna beat the bots somehow. But yeah. Anyways, was there anything else that you want to touch on before we wrap it up here?
Honestly, just thank you everyone for watching. I never expected this to get as big as it has been. So I really just appreciate everyone for watching and enjoying the videos. It keeps me motivated to make more and to get better every single episode. So that's pretty much all I'd have to say.
Yeah, we love chunk counts here. Keep them coming. Definitely, we love good creators too, and genuine people. So that's good as well. Definitely in that category. Is there any shout outs you'd like to make before?
Honestly, shout out to OneChunk Spectator. That's the man, number one
Beast.
viewer.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking love him. Number two, Spoon. Shout out to Spoon. If it wasn't for him, he was kind of like the gateway that introduced me to, you and all these amazing people, all these amazing creators that I've been able to like collab with um, and share thoughts and ideas and stuff. So, he's genuinely helped me a lot these past couple months.
Yeah, oh yeah. Love Spoon. But yeah, it was a fun chat here. I've got the links to all of Foley's socials, YouTube and Twitch in the description if you'd like to check him out, give him a follow, see what he's about. And thank you for watching, guys. Leave it a like, comment, subscribe, even if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.